Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today we're going to talk about Sarms and their steroid counterparts. But before we get into that, I have to reiterate that I am not a doctor. Anything I say in these videos is for your entertainment purposes only. What you do with this information is completely and utterly up to you, and I am not advising nor condoning you to use any of the things that we discuss in any way, shape, or form. So I have to make something very abundantly clear because I know there's people out there that love to mix words. What I'm doing here is we're going to take certain SARMs and we're going to say, okay, this SARM is similar to this steroid. Look, in no way, shape, or form am I telling you that this SARM is as strong as this steroid or this SARM is more potent or going to do more than this steroid. That is not what I'm doing. I'm taking characteristics of a SARM that are going to be similar or, produce similar kinds of types of results or like results to certain steroids. In no way, shape, or form am I telling you that these SARMs are stronger than these steroids. I'll say it again. In no way, shape, or form am I saying to you that these SARMs that I'm comparing are going to be stronger than these certain steroids. What I'm telling you is they have like traits, similar characteristics, or maybe do something similar in that nature. And I want people to understand, hey, if I don't want to use steroids, I'm too young, I don't want to use them, I'm scared of the side effects, I can't do it for this, I can't, whatever the reason, I don't care. Whatever your preference, I want you to know what's going to be similar to that or what can give you some sort of kind of like result. Okay? So I hope that that's clear. I hope I said it enough. If I didn't, get your head checked, CT scan, all those things, they're probably good for you. Okay, so let's start with S4 androgen. Now, S4 is known for muscle hardening, a lot of strength. That's going to be in line with something like Winstrol or Anavar, but more so like Winstrol because it's going to get you a lot of strength. And I would say that, S4 and Anavar would be similar passive strength, I guess, and what they can give. But in the SARMs world, S4 is going to be one of the stronger ones. And in the steroid world, Winstrol is going to be a lot stronger than Anavar. And I feel that the muscle hardening you get from S4 is more on par with that of Winstrol, more vascularity, things of that nature. But it could be compared to both Anavar and Winstrol in terms of kind of what it does, what its main purpose is. I wouldn't push it towards Masteron. It's not that capable of muscle hardening like that. Not that it is the same muscle hardening as Winstrol or Anavar, but it's more on par with that. Masteron is a pure aesthetic, and I wouldn't put S4 in a pure aesthetic category, so I wouldn't, claim it to be in that. But I would say, similar characteristics, traits as Winstrol or Anavar, more so Winstrol, though, than Anavar, I would say. Then that would take us to MK2866, Ostabolic, Osterin, and S4 androgen, just so we know all the names. MK2866 is really known for its versatility. So, multifaceted. So what steroid do you look at and go, well, that's extremely versatile? Well, Tren is the most versatile. We're not even going to compare any SARM to Tren. We're not going to compare anything to Tren. But what else? What's pretty versatile? Well, equipoise is pretty versatile, right? Because you're not going to bulk 20 pounds in it, but you can gain lean muscle, gain some strength, you can cut on it, you can gain some size, whatever you want to do. So I would put it more towards that, or, what oral is pretty versatile? Well, T-ball is pretty versatile because you can bulk with T-ball if you want. It's not going to bulk like D-ball, but you can certainly add size, but you can stay dry, you can get a lot of strength, lean muscle. That's an MK2866. Now, the healing benefits are going to obviously make it stand out and be more so like an HGH, where steroids aren't really known for healing. You could say DECA, but I'm not going to compare MK2866 to DECA, and DECA only mass pain, it doesn't actually heal it. So I'm not going to do that either. So I'd say it's more on par with, say, an equipoise, like I said, or a T-ball. That recomposition, that versatility, where you can use it in a multitude of ways, I think it fits perfectly there. Absolutely. Now your MK677, your Nutriball, ibutamorin, that clearly is the next best thing to HGH in that category. It's a secretagogue, but the similarities on what it does are right on par with HGH. Not to that extent, but you're not going to find anything as close, your IGF-1, I guess, but you're not going to find anything with such similar characteristics and traits and closeness in terms of what it can do to HGH than MK677. Then we've got LGD4033, also known as anabolicum. Now look, in the SARM world, that's going to be one of your best bulking. And I'm not talking about S23, YK11. As I've said a million times, I'm not putting those in here because I don't even feel like they belong in the Sarms category. So your LGD 4033 is your main bulking SARM, for most. Now, you're looking at more like 7 to 10 pounds on capability with real LGD that's not a fake pro hormone where you're gaining 20, 30 pounds or whatever I've seen people say they've gained on LGD, because that is not possible unless you're eating 20 million calories a day or something ridiculous. That's not going to be what LGD, but you can definitely do 10 pounds on a real quality LGD. You could do that. Now, when you're looking at something in the steroid world for bulking, you're going to look at an anadrol or a D-ball, right? Now, LGD clearly is not going to put that on, but it's also not going to add water weight. So if you factor that into the equation, I guess because of the strength and the size you can get from it, you would have to put it in that category. Now, look, we're not going to sit here and say that LGD is similar to D-ball or anadrol. I have said if you want to get D-ball like gains without the D-ball side effects, you would, and obviously testosterone is included here because I don't believe in oral only cycles, but you would do, T-ball stacked with LGD and maybe even RAD 140, but with just LGD, and that could give you that kind of size gain. So if we're going to put it in there, we're going to have to group it with bulking. So I would guess we would put it in there with like a Deca maybe, because Deca's drier. You're probably not going to gain 20, 30 pounds with Deca, but 10 to 12 to 15. So I guess that's the only similarity that I'm seeing there. Strength, same thing. It's hard to put it in there with an anadrol and a D-ball because it's dry and it's really not. So it's kind of like on its own. It would kind of be like an equipoise too on capability wise, but Deca I guess too as well. I'm sure you can see what I mean here. It's kind of a catch in the middle there. Now RAD 140, also known as Testalone, was designed to actually be a replacement for TRT. Now that is not the case. I've told people a million times you cannot use it as TRT, but I would put it closer and similar to testosterone and a lot of things that it can do. Similarities, things of that nature. Good strength, good size, really nice addition to any cycle. Not a lot of side effects, although it doesn't, SARMs don't convert to estrogen. It would be more similar to that, or once again, like an equipoise, a T-ball, things of that nature. Your GW 501, 516, Cardarine, your SR 9009, your Stenabolic, those are completely different. Those aren't going to compare to any steroids. Now, obviously, equipoise has the some endurance benefits, but nothing like these. There's really no steroid that you can compare these to. They are completely different than any steroid out there. I can't put them in any. They're just on their own. Now, you put them stacked with any steroid, you're going to enhance your cycle tenfold because, to me, as I've said, they're ultimate performance enhancers. So, in that regard, stack them with anything and you're going to enhance your cycle tenfold. But I can't logically compare those to any steroid. There's just nothing similar at all. So that's the counterpart comparisons. I hope that helped. I hope you grasp it. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Sorry for stressing it so much, but I have to do that because I know what people like to do, and I'm trying to prevent that, and so people can at least see that I tried. So that being said, www.isarms.com/forums. I'm also on the Evolutionary Forum as well as the Elite Fitness Forum. You can also email me, Dylan@isarms.com, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.